Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we have what hopefully is a very fun game between two very powerful players. In the red, playing as the Italians, we have MbL, and in the blue, playing as the Saracens, we have Hera. Now, while the players start scouting their bases, gathering their herdables, looking for sources of food to go up to Feudal, let's take a quick look at their civilizations. The Italians, always fun to play. They go up to the next age cheaper, and they have cheaper gunpowder units and university techs. This is one of the civilizations that does have two unique units. The first one is the Genoese crossbow, which is basically a cavalry killing machine, and the condottieri, which is a very fast infantry unit that counters gunpowder. If you get to Imperial with the Italians, you can actually build these out of barracks. So overall, a good civilization to counter cavalry, counter gunpowder, and in a 1v1 Arabia, always fun to play. Not a bad civ. On the other hand, we have the Saracens. Not a lot of useful bonuses for a 1v1 Arabia. They've got water bonuses, economic, tech bonuses. They do have a few things that might make them a problem for MbL to deal with. Their archers do damage buildings more. So if there is any kind of feudal aggression put on by Hera, he'll be able to attack or take down buildings quicker than usual. Their camel riders have potentially a lot more HP. And at the end of the day, their trebs and mangonels have a higher attack. So, you know, overall, a good counterbalance, I would say, to the Italians. Now, if we're talking about cavalry killing machines, there's none finer in Age of Empires than the unique unit of the Saracens, which is the Mameluke. Many a French player, or not a French player, a Frank player in 1v1 death matches has lost by underestimating just how quickly Mamelukes can cut through paladins, cavaliers, knights, etc. So it'll be interesting to see if Hera manages to get to that stage of the game. And if he does, if he clumps up enough Mamelukes or even decides to produce Mamelukes, because they are just the epitome of cavalry counters in this game. Let's take a look at the map that both players find themselves on. This is, as you can tell by all the sand, all of the desolate colors. This is Arabia. The attack path from MbL's base on the left of your screen to Hera's on the right of your screen is fairly open. Even though there are a number of choke points made by all of these various wood lines, it is essentially a straight line if you go like this to Hera's base. That being said, a lot of ridges, a lot of mountains, so not a lot of easy places to construct a castle on the high ground for either player. And Hera's base, I don't mind this base. It can be walled off in the front fairly easily, on the sides fairly easily. MbL, on the other hand, drew the short straw, I guess. It's all random, but he drew the short straw when it comes to bases, because look how open he is at the front, this front here. If he wants to wall off his base, it's going to have to be a fairly large wall off, and he's going to have to patrol a long, much bigger distance than Hera would. Hera is done herding his various, I guess on this map, is ibexes, or deer, and now he's scouting. Hera, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best players for scouting. He's always quick out onto the map. He always likes to know exactly where his opponent is. And look at that. Minute 7, he already has a sense of where his opponent's base is. MbL, on the other hand, literally in the dark. So he's looking for Hera's base. Unfortunately decided to go south, which is not where Hera is. He thinks that Hera might be in the 6 o'clock position as opposed to the 2 or 3 o'clock position where he is. So Hera immediately better off in terms of scouting and information, and that's why you'll see his score is a little bit higher than MbL's, even though they're both sitting on the same villager count and the same military count, the military being this one scout cavalry. Both players going up to feudal, I believe, at the exact same time, which is, you know it's going to be the hallmark of a good game when both players, just don't really have one up on each other when it comes to economic macro in the beginning of the game. And let's see where it goes from here. Let's see what they decide to construct. A barracks going down for MbL, a barracks going down for Hera. Will we see 3 militia, 3 men-at-arms? Hera is supply blocked here. Their respective Elos are at the top, so we're looking at Hera, who's almost at 2,700, and MbL, who's almost at 2,600. So, yeah, these are not noobs. Not that you thought they were. But let's take a look. MbL decides to be annoying, goes in for a little poke. Hera pokes back. This villager comes out, says, "Leave my son alone." He's trying to build a palisade wall and shoos this scout away. The scout does see the stable. He's got a stable of his own. An interesting wall-off pattern here, or path for MbL. Hera taking a more standard approach because, hey, why the hell not? He can. His base, like I said, in my opinion, just more prone to walling off easier just because of where the wood lines spawned. So he might not go for a full wall off. He might go instead for a funnel, you know, close it up here. There we go. So that MbL, if he wants to attack, has to go through a town center full of villagers firing, raining arrows down on him. Hera producing scouts and spearmen, exactly the same thing for MbL, who is 3 spearmen ahead to 2 of Hera's. So we'll see if both players are trying to put on any kind of serious feudal aggression, or whether these are just distraction military units while they gather their resources. Hera's completely out of food, which is not terrible. A lot of these, I've noticed what distinguishes certain higher ranking players is that in the beginning of the game, they're always spending their resources. Doesn't matter how much they have, they're spending it. Here we go. Nope. Decides to poke in. Hera doesn't notice, or notices but doesn't care. And these spearmen are shoot away, but here come 3 more scouts. Hera smartly bringing his scouts back home to deal with this. He does not want to take any kind of damage. With this kind of little army at Feudal, you can lose a couple of villagers, which is super annoying, especially at this kind of level of play where every villager really counts in the beginning of the game. Very ballsy by MbL, going straight into the thick of it, even though he doesn't really have a military advantage here against Hera, who actually has the advantage with these 6 extra villagers who he can right-click on these spearmen. Not a lot of HP on the spearmen, so the villagers can actually do a good amount of damage. Here we go. We have a little bit of a chase going on, a royal hunt. Hera wants blood. MbL has, we'll see if he's retreating home or if he just wants to find a place where he has the high ground. Perfect spear placement by Hera. Perfect. Manages with one swipe to knock down MbL's army by 33%. Amazing. Hera also chasing MbL away here. So Hera's shooing him away. At the same time, behind this, he's building more villagers. He's going up to 32. So is MbL. Level of micro is fantastic. Look at that APM for Hera at the bottom right of your screen. Over 100. 110. Wow. Oh. Sorry, I misclicked the colors. Market. Archery range going down for Hera. He's starting to mass food. Or gather, accumulate food. He's almost at 400. Will he go up to Fast Castle? We'll see. For now, MbL was shoot away, but did a little U-turn, and now he's back. The problem for Hera is he has no army here except 2 skirmishers, which are going to die very quick to this archer. So let's see. Yeah, Hera wisely decides to back off. Not worth losing villagers at this stage of the game, especially, yeah, he must want to go to castle. He's almost at 500 food, 100 gold. This is not a time when you want to lose villagers. More, what do I call them? Funnel walls. Not a complete wall off, but enough. Where's MbL gonna go? He can't go through here, because here he'll get attacked by the town center. So a lot of choke points being created by Hera, using the map very wisely. Behind this, MbL is establishing a very forward expansion to his original base. And you don't see this a lot. A lot of times players, they turtle up. They build around their base, like Hera is doing. You see the archery range in the back, the market in the back. MbL is going full frontal. Archery range in the front, 2 of them, stable, and a barracks all in the front. This is the posturing of a player who wants to attack. For now, though, with his feudal army, he's trying to knock down a house. Does not have the bonus that Saracens do against structures. So if this was Hera, this house might be already, burned down to the ground. But because it's not, 5 villagers to repair, which is smart because, you send 1, the archers will take care of it. But these archers should shoo away MbL's force pretty easily. And what does Hera have behind this? He's going up to castle, as we suspected based on how he was hoarding resources. MbL also now starting to. He's almost at 500 food, has the requisite gold and structures. So the second he hits 800 food, he will go up to castle. I don't see any more units being produced except archers, which suggests that he's going to go into crossbows once he gets to castle, assuming he doesn't lose these. Oh, after all that, the struggle for this house, Hera just deletes it and uses that as a quicker escape avenue for his units. This is something that I notice a lot of pro players, what distinguishes them from even, I wouldn't say low elo players, but even medium to high elo players, is the ability to delete things. Very important and very useful in this game. There are times when you need to delete your own structures. There are times when you need to delete your own units. And the super pro players have no problem doing this. Hera's in castle, immediately plops down a knight. And let's see, MbL is behind significantly, 1 minute and 40 seconds. When you're playing somebody like Hera, a minute and 40 seconds is, yeah, it might be a bit too much. But let's see how he reacts. A defensive tower going down, fantastic. Hera getting upgrades for his archers. And they're going to be crossbows soon. At the same time, MbL is still here, but with a knight out and 2 archers of his own. I mean, look at this. This is what I was casting when I was casting the Cumin game several days ago with the Cumin Rush, and I was thinking, why is the player who was playing the Mongol Civ not just charging into the archers with his 4 knights, even though they were damaged? The knights just completely destroy these archers. But in this case, Hera has no such hesitation, takes down 2 or 3 archers, harassing here with his crossbows. MbL is... There you go, you heard that hissing sound. He's now in castle himself. Immediately the exact same upgrade. So we're going to see an archer war here, and honestly, I don't know who I favor in an archer war between Italians and Saracens. Right? Not too sure. Not too sure who wins out here. I guess it'll have more to do with positioning, more to do with elevation. For now, Hera, wow, he does not care. He's just walking in through the front door, sniping villagers left, right, and center. But paying the price for it. So was that really worth it? He managed to get 4 villagers, but it cost him 5 or 6 crossbows. Not exactly the best of trades there. Retreats home. Behind this, building a university. MbL siege and university. So he's trying to make sure he has the structures. I don't know if he's necessarily going to build anything out of this. Maybe a mangonel, but it's always good to have, if you have the wood to spare. Why not? I mean, your opponent is going heavy into archers. Why wouldn't you want to be able to switch into mangonels? Bad fight for Hera. He's in the low ground. Does he have the numbers? We've got 9 against 12. Very bad fight for Hera. That being said, crossbows on both sides missing. Left, right, and center. No one is hitting their targets. These must be fresh new recruits. A lot of death animations and death sounds going down, but at the end of the day, I think they both lost an even number of crossbows. A couple each. But here come the knights. Oh, he's distracted fighting these crossbows. This knight is going to just wreck these crossbows. Look at this. Look how many he got. Fresh one coming in. Yeah, MbL's in trouble here. What is he going to do to counter? He's not producing anything but crossbows at the moment. He still has his 2 scouts and a spearman. And look at Hera. Basically uses this knight right up until the moment it's one shot away from death. This one as well. And then retreats. Fantastic micro by Hera. Fantastic. Fantastic use of these units. We have the Saracen crossbows. Where are they going? Is this more harass? Is he just trying to be annoying? A couple of them are damaged, so he has to be pretty careful. The scouts, I think MbL noticed that he still had these 2 scouts. This is probably going to just be throwing them away just to be annoying. I don't think he's really planning on microing these too much. Yeah, there we go. And Hera's base just continues to expand. Non-stop villager production. He's at 50 going up to 53. MbL is at 43. So he's 7 villagers behind, mostly because of the harassment that Hera was doing here. He's also down because of that in army count. Every villager counts in the earlier stages of the game. 51 to 42. So he's now 9 villagers behind. More and more going down. Hera is just sniping these villagers. Wow, fantastic snipes here. This tower is not scaring him at all. Loses a crossbow. Knight potentially could lose it. No, too fast for the tower. Tower couldn't catch him. It's a lot of dead crossbows. What was that? 2 or 3. Another base going in the back. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Let me know in the comments below. This is a very aggressive town center placement. Very aggressive. There are no resources here. I mean, there's plenty of flat ground for farms. There's this little clump of trees. I don't know why it says dead tree there in the description, but I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is very forward. But I suspect Hera thinks, you know what? MbL is going archers. Archers at the moment are not going to take down this town center. Has he seen this siege? He does not seen the siege workshop that's here. That may have made him reconsider. Oh, 5 knights coming out from MbL. And a mangonel. Now he sees this town center. Immediately loses 2 crossbows. The price of scouting. Yeah, an MbL going mangonel to fight off. This is a great castle age army battle here. Look at this. Knights attacking a mangonel, themselves getting attacked by crossbows. Crossbows dying to knights here. Knights fighting over here. Yeah, this is a very micro-intensive battle, but I'm literally about to say Hera is just crushing it right now. Look at that. Look at Hera's at the bottom right of your screen. Hera's killed 70 units, has killed 16 villagers to MbL's 39 kills and 1 villager kill. So MbL must have seen this, seen how the battle here went. He's literally got 3 knights left, all of whom are bruised. This one's going to die. One of these is going to die to these crossbows if he doesn't run away. Both of these crossbows will die. They're not going to run away. And he just looks at his base. He sees, you know what, I have 38 villagers. He doesn't know that Hera's sitting on 3 town centers, but he knows that Hera is sitting on 2. Right? He didn't see the one in the back. But he sees these 2. He sees it fully operational. He's gathering food, gathering wood. And he says, you know what? I took a really shitty fight. I am not going to recover from this. Look at this knight just splayed on the ground. This crossbowman next to him, both just, yeah, just dead. So MbL wisely lived to fight another day. I love this, the way he constructed his base, though. Look at this super aggressive construction. There's nothing here in the back. Hera's base is the more standard base. You've got structures in the back. Here, a town center in the back, houses in the back. MbL's like, no, fuck that. I'm going balls to the wall. I'm putting my foot on the gas pedal. And everything is forward-looking. Unfortunately for him, he took a lot of villager damage here in this wood line. Then he took a lot of villager damage here in the gold line. And now he suspects, he has that game sense that pros have. Look at it, 38 villagers to 61. He is literally 23 villagers behind. He knows he's not going to catch up. His score is 1,000 less. And so he wisely decides, you know what, I'll take a fight if it goes okay for me. I don't think he thought he was going to win it. But if it goes okay for him, maybe he'll stick around and, you know, turtle up or do something, allocate some of these guys into stone to build a castle, but the fight went so bad, so poorly for him, that once these 5 units were killed, he's basically knocked down to the Stone Age, and Hera is sitting at a 5 times higher army count. So, wise move by MbL to GG. Hera, fantastic play. Love MbL's forward base. A lot of good things. Always fun to watch these two really super expert players play. And yeah, if you like what you saw, please feel free to comment. Let me know if, what you think. Like the video, subscribe, enable notifications so that you know when my next video comes out. All that good stuff. And I'll see everyone, except this guy, in the next one. Take care, everybody. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.